Hello everyone, it's Leo, and it's time to talk about episode 13 from You and Idol PreCure. And while I do think this episode, on the grand scheme of the You and Idol season, is not going to play an important role, it was very enjoyable and it brought some stuff that might be relevant down the road. And one of the things that this episode did that I am really liking is that it is getting, like this season is getting concepts from the Idol universe and it's applying to regular situations or situations that everyone could be in. This episode had two examples. The first one was Merodon right at the start of the episode, sleeping. The Purirun and Uta were sleeping close to each other, and Merodon was super angry. And I love how she expresses her feelings with Mero all the time. And she was super angry, and she wanted to be in the middle of them. And she sees her relationship with Uta as a rivalry. This is present in idols, like idols see each other as rivals, not as a bad rivalry, but a rivalry in which you look at someone else and you will try to do your best to surpass them. And another thing that this episode brought like really strongly is cheering. Cheering is very important for an idol. If you are an Idol fan and you're going to an Idol concert, you are going to bring a pen light, you are going to bring a t-shirt with the color of your member, a towel like with the color from your favorite member to support them, to show them that they are being cheered on and to power them up. And in this episode, they use this same concept, but in a way that is not necessarily related to idols. You can root on everyone. Supporting people, cheering on people is really important. I feel like that was the whole theme of the episode, and that was very nice. And also another thing, before I start talking about the episode itself, is that this episode is the favorite episode from Chiaki-kon, who is the director of You and Idol PreCure. And this episode was also inspired by none other than Sailor Venus. How cool is this? So in this episode, we have a scenario in which there's going to be an interclass competition at the school and they're going to have to play ball sports. And this is the first time that Merodon starts getting into the groove of the daily lives of the girls from You and Idol, and she is following everything that's been going on. And girl, that starting scene already bringing up the concept of rooting, it was very funny to me because like Uta couldn't wake up and then Purirun started cheering on Uta for Uta to wake up. Girl, if someone did that to me, I would be so pissed. I am the worst person when I wake up. My mood is always bad. Like I'm always in a bad mood. So please don't cheer on me while I'm waking up. But it was very funny nonetheless. And at that point on, Merodon started to see and not really understand the cheering aspect of things. And when they get to school on that day, we see one of the girls from Uta's class who is looking at a very popular boy from the school with a different look on her face. And then they understand that that girl is actually in love with him. And I really like when the girls are discussing among themselves this feeling of love. I feel like this is very akin to what happens when we are young and when we are teenagers. We talk to people like us to see what they've been through and to see if they have gone through that feeling, and they all share their experiences. In this case here, none of them had fallen in love, Uta nor Kokoro, but then Uta opens up a manga and says, hey, look at this. I've never fallen in love before, but I have this shoujo manga. And the girls start reading, and it's nice. You and Idol is always doing this. It never really forgets the story it's been telling. And so the mangaka from the first episode is now mentioned again. Her shoujo manga is being read by Uta, and all the characters are like, oh my god, a confession, a love confession. And it's nice because this is also something that happens whenever you don't experience things, but you have a grasp on how it is because of media in general, because of art. Art has this power of helping us maneuver through certain situations that we don't know much about. Apart from lots of other things, obviously, but this is one aspect of art that I like, and I feel like this was just an example of that. And then when they talk to Wakaba at school, after they have decided on their volleyball team from the second year, is that they learn that Wakaba is actually in love with that guy, Shota, and she overheard people saying that Shota will transfer schools, so she won't actually have an opportunity to enjoy some time with him. But they decide that if they win the competition, she is going to confess her feelings to Shota. So there is like this force in which the girls are going to train and give it their best so that they can win the competition, and Wakaba will have her moment to connect with the guy that she likes or to the guy that she is infatuated with. Still talking about this love idea, we also have a little moment of Uta with Kaito. Kaito was there at Cafe Glitter, and she asks him if he ever fell in love before. At that moment, I really thought that Uta was going to be all flustered in terms of, oh, am I in love with Kaito? I was like, maybe that's what they're going to go for here, but they didn't, and I'm happy about it. I really hope they don't go this route, and I feel like that's not the route they're going for with Kaito's character. And all that Kaito's character could give was, it's a secret, and he used his idol smile, which is super effective against everybody, and I love Uta's reaction at that moment. His idol smile is way too bright, and I like that Kaito is that type of character that is shrouded in mystery. We do not really know who Kaito is as a person, but we do know him as an idol, as a professional. He is very good as a professional. And I feel like one of the things when you are a celebrity is that you have to hide your feelings because you have to be like, oh, maybe you have to be on stage, you have to be on a TV show, you have to work. Maybe you're not feeling it, maybe you're feeling down, but you have to do what you have to do. This is for basically almost every job. But, in terms of celebrities, you sometimes have to pretend how you're feeling. And him as an idol, he does this very well. He is a very well-rounded person when it comes to his outward portrayal. He's always very impeccable. So we do not know much about Kaito behind the mask. I wonder if we're going to get that in the show or if he's just going to stay as this perfect idol. I'm curious about it. But then the episode start giving us other like cute moments. We see the classes like going against each other. We see Uta's and Nana's class going against Kokoro's class, and they win, obviously, and they get to the finals. And it's very exciting because that's the last game. And even though this was an Aoyama episode, and Aoyama episodes in general, they look a little weird. Even though Aoyama is a beast and a legend in the PreCure universe, we cannot deny that. I feel like this episode looked kind of cute in certain moments. There were some cool shots, especially when it came to close-ups of the characters. Like some of those, they looked pretty. There was a Cure Idol moment that she looked really cool. And I don't know, I feel like I vibed with the visuals of this episode, even though it had to have a lot of movement, especially in the volleyball scenes. And, the Aoyama scenes are known for not having too much movement. And so there's also a villain scene in this episode that didn't really amount to much either. But there is something interesting here. Chokirine has finally attacked, not by herself, but together with the others in episode 11. And now I feel like all the respect that she built before is gone. Like the other two, they don't seem to respect her as they did before. She was supposed to be the boss, but now there isn't much going on. And now we have Cuddy attacking, and I'm happy. Whenever Cuddy attacks, I vibe because he is my favorite so far in the three of them. And I feel like out of the three, he is the one that has some sort of story going on for him. Even if it's just a little bit, there's something for him, and something happened in today's episode. And so we get to the final match between the second year and the third year, who are in the finals. And, you know, things are heated up. This is a difficult moment for the second year, but they are trying their best. And it gets to a point in which Uta hurts herself because she really wants Wakaba to succeed in confessing her love to her classmate. But she's not a very good volleyball player. Both Uta and Nana are horrible players at this moment. And during their match, we have Kokoro watching, and both Purirun and Meruran are with her. So far in the episode, Meruran hasn't said much, she hasn't acted much, she's just watching. While we have everyone else cheering with the Kiraki lights. And it is nice because the first time the Kiraki light is brought up in this episode is by Mikoto. And Mikoto is part of the Cure Idol and Cure Wink and Cure Kyun Kyun Research Club. So it makes a lot of sense for her to have a Kiraki light because she is a fan of the idol PreCure. And then everyone or almost everybody has a Kiraki light and they're all cheering. And then at this moment we have Kokoro and Purirun cheering. Meruran has one Kiraki light, but she's just looking. She's not pressing the button for the Kiraki light to light up. And then Uta gets hurt and she has to get substituted. And at that point, we have Uta going out a little bit. And when they come back, there was a huge comeback from the second year and they're ready to finish the game. But then Cuddy appears and attacks. Before we talk about the action scene of this episode, let's go to another Idol Corner. In today's Idol Corner, we'll talk about Nanimono. A group full of style and neon colors, Nanimono currently has 5 members and their major debut was in 2023. It's the story of girls who are still nobody becoming somebody. Inkia will save the world. Nanimono visuals are a highlight of the group. The sense of style is impeccable. Their songs usually have a lot of autotune to give the feel of internet idols, an idea present in their songs. Their songs are usually either very energetic or very mellow, and both styles are great. Nanimono song recommendations are Inkia no Kya Kya Kya, Inkia Star, my personal favorite, Jellyfish, and the gorgeous hit, Internet Magical Girl. Nanimono is such a lovely group. Let's cheer them on. Anyways, we have Cuddy. And when Cuddy sees everyone, there is a huge difference from this episode to most episodes in which we have one person being the victim only. I don't remember, but I think the last time Cuddy attacked was in the handshake event. And at that time, lots of Kira Kira was in focus. This time around, it's the same thing. There's a lot of Kira Kira. And Meruran is also able to see lots of Kira Kira. And Meruran also notices at the same time, more or less, that lots of people are cheering as well. And so the Kira Kira is really intense. At this point, we did not know if Meruran was able to see the Kira Kira, but now we know that she can actually see it. And Cuddy then creates It's not Makuranda anymore. Kurayamida. He creates a Kurayamida and the fight starts. And as I said, Aoyama fights are also kind of slow. But I feel like they tried to give us, Cure Idol with her wrist hurt and she was having a little bit of a hard time. And what helped her was Purirun cheering on her. What helped Cure Wink was Purirun cheering on her. What helped Cure Kyun Kyun was both Purirun and Meruran cheering on her, because at that point, Meruran understood that message could come across. And during the fighting scene, we could finally understand what Meruran was feeling, because that was something that we did not have before, because Meruran did not share her feelings until that point. And what happened was, Meruran, in her mind, thinks that if she cheers or not, it would not make a difference. Things would remain the same. I don't know if this is something related to her character, as in, no matter what people do, it wouldn't change my position. And maybe the only cheering she needed or wanted was Purirun. But in here, we could see that cheering makes a difference. It made a difference for Cure Idol. It made a difference for Cure Wink. And then when Meruran was also able to cheer for Cure Kyun Kyun, it also made a difference for her. I feel like the episode was not able to show that properly because of animation limitations during the fighting scene, because with Cure Idol, at least, she was able to do a move of her own, which is a little different. But when it comes to Wink and Kyun, they were only able to use their already established minor attacks. Even though it was funny how Wink used her barrier. I liked it. But obviously, they were able to defeat the Kurayamida with Trio Dreams, and everything was fine. And the second year was able to win the game. One very important reason why they won the game and Wakaba was able to stand up and score that last point was because Uta was cheering on them. I mean, the cheering was very strong. So it's just the argument of the episode. Cheering is important. If you are cheering on someone, you are giving them power. You are powering them up. Doesn't matter if it's an idol. Doesn't matter if it's a volleyball player, if it's a friend of yours, if it's someone you like. Cheering on people is important. And I love this message. It's a very simple one, but I think it's very effective, very cute. And at the end, Wakaba is able to actually confess her feelings to Shota. And we don't see Shota's response. I mean, we see him moving his lips, but we don't hear it. And then Wakaba says to the girls that she was rejected because he just said he respected her as an athlete. That is a way of saying, well, there's something admirable about you, but I don't reciprocate your feelings. And Wakaba is sad about it, and the girls are like, okay, miss, moving on, baby. On to the next. And she's like, nah, we're not going to be able to do that now. My heart is closed. But then she just looks back. A guy praises her and she's all flustered up. Oh my God. That was incredible. I think it was incredible because that was very unexpected. It was very good comedy timing. And also, as I said in the beginning, this episode was inspired by Sailor Venus. And that last scene is extremely Mina. It's extremely Mina. Wakaba got the best inspiration for her character, and I have to say, I love it. Anyways, I feel like this, as I said, was an episode that didn't amount to much. I forgot to say one very important thing. Oh my God. Right after the battle, after everything was solved, there was a lot of kira kira. And Cuddy was still in the gymnasium, and when he looked down, he saw all of that kira kira, and he thought to himself, will I be able to enjoy all of this one day? So that is finally dawning on him that he might deserve it. He might deserve to enjoy a moment full of kira kira. Maybe his life is not only a sad life or a life with cutting, a life that is made of cutting, a life that is made of interrupting the happiness. What if he can enjoy the happiness just like the people with kira kira? So I think that was, in terms of the whole season, that is probably the most important thing of this episode. And I feel like this is going to be brought up in future episodes. That is why Cuddy so far is my favorite villain. He has the most interesting build-up for something really nice in the future. I really want to see him just enjoying the idol PreCures that he is such a fan of, and now he was able to watch the Trio Dreams performance again. I'm pretty sure he's happy about it, and I really want to see him just, having fun with the PreCures in the future. I really hope so. Anyways, next week is going to be an episode about Kokoro's relationship with her mother, and it's a Mother's Day episode as well. I feel like it's going to make us a little bit emotional. I really like Kokoro, and I'm very excited for this episode. Oh my god. Anyways, ladies, this is it for now. I want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you're a member here on YouTube, on Patreon, on Throne, thank you very much for your support. And if you've watched up to now, thank you so much as well. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.